Out of every dollar invested in AI right now, most of it is going to zero. Not some of it, most of it. And the crazy part is that's completely normal. That's actually how every single technology that has changed the world has always worked. The whole case for AI being a bubble that's eventually going to pop actually makes a lot more sense than you think. Let's look at the dot-com era for reference. In the late 90s, every company added .com to its name and watched its stock price triple overnight. Pets.com raised $82 million. Webvan, a grocery delivery startup, burned through $800 million and went bankrupt in 2 years. The Nasdaq, one of the main stock markets, crashed 78% between 2000 and 2002. The dot-com bubble didn't kill the internet, it funded it. And the AI bubble, if it pops, it might just do the exact same thing. But here's what you might not know. There are 3 completely different things all being called AI right now. One of them is absolutely cooked, one of them will be fine, and one of them is quietly becoming one of the most important things built in human history. Now let's break it down. Let's look at the bubble case, and let's break down the best version of this argument. We have more money flow into AI in the last 2 years than the entire dot-com era adjusted for inflation. Venture capitalists are funding companies with 3 employees, a GitHub repo, and the word AI in the name. Publicly traded companies are up to 300, 400, 500% on vibes alone. And I'll be honest, a lot of these companies are not real companies. They're what we call ChatGPT wrappers. They're OpenAI with a Stripe subscription page. The entire product is taking ChatGPT, adding a nice user interface, and then charging $30 a month for a subscription. And this is not a business, that's just a feature, and when OpenAI ships that feature natively, and they will, those companies are gonna be done. So yes, the bubble fear makes sense, but it's only looking at half the picture. There's a framework called the Gartner Hype Cycle, and it basically says that every major technology goes through the same 5 phases. First is the trigger, and this is when someone invents something. Then comes second, when the hype explodes way past what's realistic, and this is the peak of inflated expectations. Then reality hits, the market crashes, and you hit what the Gartner calls the trough of disillusionment. Slowly after, then the technology actually matures and delivers real value. I believe right now we're somewhere between phase 2 and phase 3 right now with AI. The hype is at its peak, but the trough is coming. But look what happened after the dot-com trough. Amazon was down 94% from its peak in 2001. 94%. It almost looked dead. Google went public in 2004, 2 years after the crash, and nobody cared. eBay, Salesforce, PayPal, all built in the wreckage. The companies that survived weren't the ones with the most hype, but they were the ones with real infrastructure, real products, and real customers. History is about to repeat itself, and knowing which layer looking at will tell you everything. Okay, so here's the framework I want you to keep. AI is not one thing, it's 3 layers, and each one has a completely different risk profile. Layer 1 is the speculation layer. This is the frothy top. AI startups with no moat, no revenue, no defensibility. Companies that exist because money was cheap and investors were scared of missing out. So what's their actual product? Usually, it's just a wrapper around someone else's model, a chatbot for a niche, AI-powered version of something that already existed. Their moat is nothing. Their competitive advantage disappears the moment a foundation model gets 10 times cheaper, which happens every 12 to 18 months. These are the companies that are going to die and not survive. Layer 2 is the infrastructure layer, and these are built to last. This is the bedrock. Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, the companies laying the physical foundation for everything AI runs on. Nvidia's data center revenue went from $15 billion in 2023 to over $47 billion in 2024. Microsoft committed $80 billion to AI infrastructure in 2025 alone. Meta said they'll spend up to $65 billion. These are not bets, these are construction projects. You don't spend $80 billion on a hunch. This layer isn't a bubble, it's an investment, and it's arguably still in the early part of it. Last is layer 3, the product layer, which is the most interesting and most misunderstood layer. Real companies solving real problems with AI, not as a gimmick but as a genuine 10 times improvement over what existed before. AI in drug discovery, AI in legal research, AI writing and debugging more than 30% of the code at major tech companies right now. AI reading medical scans with a higher accuracy than most radiologists. This layer will consolidate hard. 2/3 of the companies here probably don't survive the next 3 years, but the ones that do, the ones that have real data advantages, real customer lock-in, real workflows that people can't imagine going back from, they become the Amazons and Googles of this cycle. The crash won't kill this layer, it will just reveal what companies and work actually belongs in it. Alright, now this is what I think will happen. In the next 12 to 24 months, rates stay elevated, easy money dries up, a wave of AI startups quietly shut down, 1 or 2 high profile ones blow up publicly, CNBC runs the AI bubble has popped segment, X will say I told you so, but they'll be wrong about what it means. Because the infrastructure keeps getting built, the enterprise contracts keep getting signed, the models keep getting cheaper and more capable, the companies in the product layer that actually solve something real, they're gonna grow faster after the noise leaves the system. So no, this is not a bubble popping, it's more of a filter. Think of it like a human immune system. The initial response to any threat is massive, chaotic, and a little bit reckless, then it gets specific, then it gets precise, and that's where we're going. The question isn't will AI survive, because it kind of already has. The real question is who is left standing. So what do you actually do with this? If you're thinking about learning AI and worried it's too late, it's not too late at all, not even close. We're in 1995 internet terms right now. The people who built real skills in web development in 95, 96, or 97 didn't look smart at the time. They were just people chasing a trend, but by 2005, they were in charge. So learn the foundations, not the wrappers. If your entire AI skill set is, I know how to prompt ChatGPT, that's a parlor trick. Learn how models actually work, learn how to build with APIs, learn how to apply AI to a real domain. Healthcare, law, finance, education, somewhere that has deep problems and slow-moving progress. If you're building something, ask yourself one question: what happens to my product when the underlying model gets 10 times cheaper and 10 times smarter? If the answer is it breaks, you have to rethink it. If the answer is it gets way better because I own the data and the customer relationship, then you might actually have something. And if you're just watching this from the sidelines, that's fine, but pay attention to all the numbers. When Microsoft and Google and Amazon are spending hundreds of billions of dollars on something, they know something. That money doesn't move on just feeling. So no, the AI bubble won't pop, it's just gonna filter a lot of oversaturated companies. But it's gonna be really interesting to see the companies that are left, because those are the companies that are gonna be making big moves. Thank you so much for watching. This is the end of the video. Please considering dropping a like, a comment, and subscribing, and comment what you want me to cover next.